Hello, Burris. I'm Mrs. Rexroth, and we're going to pick up with our Dogtown reading, starting on chapter 126, A Left Ear Scratch. I heard a delivery truck pull into the driveway. A man with dreads and purple glasses jumped out. He wore a brown uniform and smelled like double mint gum. Dimke. I love Dimke, the UPS driver who left packages for the professor. I wagged my tail. Chance, where you been, girl? Dimke reached into his coat pocket for a biscuit. I swallowed it whole as Dimke carried a large suitcase up the stairs and rolled it to the door. He reached in his pocket for another biscuit. Cold out here for you, Dimke said, scratching behind my left ear. I like a left ear scratch better than a right ear scratch, and he remembered that. You okay here? He asked, but I wasn't paying attention to him right then because I had sniffed something. I stared at the suitcase. Even with all the new smells, airplane exhaust, garlic bread, double mint gum, I caught the aroma of toasted almonds and manila folders. Professor J. Besser, the tag said. I crawled onto the suitcase and curled up, happier than I had been for a very long time. It was only after Dimke left that I began thinking about what management had said about me. Nobody wants a dog with 3 legs. Chapter 127, Blueberry Pancakes. It was late afternoon when a strange car pulled into the driveway. It wasn't the dog sitter's car or the dog sitter's boyfriend's truck or the Besser station wagon. I jumped up and began barking. The car door opened and I heard a shout. Chance! Jessie cried, a blue knit cap pulled down low. Mom, it's Chance! Honey, that's not possible, the professor said as she struggled to unload suitcases from the trunk. It is her! Look, Mom, look! Jessie tore up the stairs 2 at a time. When she reached me, she buried her face in my fur and tenderly whispered my name. She smelled of blueberry pancakes, pink bubble gum, and coconut shampoo. She came home, Mom, Jessie whispered. The professor let the suitcase fall to the ground as the man in the car waved and drove away. For goodness sake, the professor murmured. Then we were all hugging, and I inhaled the sweet scents of the humans I loved. Toasted almonds, manila folders, and blueberry pancakes all together again. I told you that picture of the dog in the furniture store, the one on next door. I told you it was her, Jessie said. I don't see how that's possible, Professor Besser scratched behind my left ear. The dog sitter emailed me she'd run away in January. That was almost a year ago. Maybe she lived in the furniture store, or maybe she was waiting here for us that whole time. Jessie kissed the top of my head. The dog sitter was here until a few days ago. She would have told us if Chance had come back. She's cold, Mom. Look, she's shivering. Jessie pulled me closer. Let's get her inside, the professor said. But I didn't want to go inside. If I moved from the suitcase, they'd see I only had 3 legs. Chapter 128. 3 legs. Time to go in, sweet dog, Professor Besser said. I stalled, waiting for them to turn around. There was no way to jump off the suitcase without them seeing me. Jessie got her purple plastic wheelie bag and bumped it up the stairs to the porch. The professor half carried, half dragged her last suitcase in the door. Then they waited for me. Chance, you're home, Jessie said. There was nothing I could do. I took a deep breath, then leapt off the suitcase and dashed by them, hopping as fast as I could. The professor gasped. Jessie, she said, Chance is missing a leg. Jessie came closer, inspecting my stump. Chance, what happened to you? If Mouse were here, maybe he could perform the story for them, but I didn't have hands the way he did. All I could think to do was my act. The tripod juggle, the hug and snuggle. The dog plays dead. a ball on my head, and a one-pod spin. Chapter 129, New Tricks. She's learned new tricks, Jessie said. But why's she doing them now? She's singing for her supper. Professor Besser sat down on the floor and ran her hand over my head. Good job, Chance. But you don't need to perform for us, she whispered. We have to take her to the vet, Jessie said. We'll get her checked out, but it looks like she's doing just fine with 3 legs. Jessie stroked my neck. Hey, there's something under her collar, she said, pulling out Metalhead's note. Your heart is a muscle, Jessie read aloud. It grows stronger the more you use it. I wonder who wrote that. One of Chance's friends, Jessie said. Professor Besser laughed. Jessie's hands flew to her hips. She could have friends you don't know. You're right about that, Jessie Besser. I do not know, Professor Besser said. About then, I lost control of my licking. I licked the both of them from head to foot, and when I was done, I licked them all over again. Chapter 130, The Smell of Ink. We missed you so much, Chance. I lost count of how many times Jessie said these words that day, but I never tired of hearing them. At Dogtown, I'd seen plenty of humans give up their dogs. I knew the posture, the cold, hard stares, the clipped voices, the fast walk away without looking back. The Bessers were not acting like they were going to give me up. They were behaving like the happy families who leave Dogtown with a new puppy. That evening, I lay on Jessie's bed. Oh, how I miss that beautiful bed, and watched her unpack. I like seeing Jessie's clothes and smelling the Jessie smells I'd forgotten. Peanuts, chocolate fudge sauce, laundry detergent, and an ink smell coming from the bottom of her bag. What was that? I peered down at the suitcase. There, under Jessie's hairbrush, was a poster with my photo on it. Missing. Brown and white dog, it read, in Jessie's careful printing. Chapter 131, 3 Friends. If people ask what happened to me, the professor and Jessie always said, our dog ran away from the dog sitter. Then we came back a whole year later and she was waiting for us on the doorstep. She was skinny, she was shivering, and she'd lost a leg. The Bessers never tire of telling that story, and most humans who hear it walk away searching their pockets for a tissue. But then, dog park humans are like that, mush balls and spandex. Even so, the tale is true. Their short version, and my long one. But what's it all mean? I think it's about how hard it is to operate that thumping thing in your chest. A manual is not such a bad idea, you know. And how nice it is to have besties who are besties not the least bit like me. I wouldn't trade all the milk bones in Michigan for Mouse and Metalhead. I will miss them, but I'll find a way to visit. The border collar and me is resourceful. The Aussie is persistent. Luck helps a lot too. Didn't I tell you that 3 legs were lucky? 3 friends? That's lucky too. Seven things kids can do to help shelter dogs. Number 1, be a matchmaker. How cool to be the person who helps a dog find her new home. You could make that happen by sharing cute photos of your local shelter dogs with kids and grown-ups you know. Enthusiasm is powerful stuff. Number 2, be the dog whisperer. If your dog steals the turkey, eats the stuffing, chews the silverware, and slobbers on the napkins, she won't be popular at your house. Help your family train your dog. A well-trained dog is less likely to end up at the shelter. Number 3, be super powerful. Write thank you notes and bake cookies for your local shelter volunteers so they can feel appreciated for their hard work. Getting thanked by a kid is the best thing ever. Number 4, be the fun human. Waiting in line, waiting in traffic, waiting outside the principal's office. Not fun, right? That's how it feels to be a shelter dog waiting for a home. Donate dog food, dog toys, or shelter-approved chew toys to your shelter and make a dog's day. Number 5, be a foster mom or dad. Ask your parents if you can foster a dog or cat. Providing a temporary home for an animal grants you automatic superhero status. Number 6, be a dog's best friend. Fill water dishes, feed, bathe, brush, and be the world's best belly rubber. There's nothing better than giving doggy love. 7, be the kid with a good idea. Suggest a field trip to your local dog shelter. The more kids and adults know about dog shelters, the better cared for the pets in your town will be. I hope you enjoyed Dogtown. Thanks for listening.